coming to you from the land of the rising sun.
And down under.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jeri.
And this
is Distant Relatives. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Hey.
You know what? I think we should just celebrate each time we are able to put something out. Right, guys?
Why? How come? What does that mean?
Because it has been a year since our first episode of season 2. Does that make sense?
Yes. No. But yes.
It's been a year since now.
We hope you watch.
Has it been that long?
I'm confused.
I don't know. It feels like a long time.
Anyway, what do you guys think of this new setup compared to episode 1, season 2? We changed our cameras, we changed the angles, and look, it's like Kuya Kyle and I are talking to each other, and we're talking to you.
Talking to you? I'm
Comments
talking to Jeri,
down below if you like it.
I don't know.
Yes,
if you don't, then maybe you can just put a formal complaint, send it to us.
Wow. And we'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days.
Because we are professional like that. 3 to 5 distant relatives days. How long would that be?
Which is a year.
Anyway, so let's do a recap.
Okay.
What did we talk about in the previous episode, Jer?
Ooh, so we talked about some juice. Okay. Some beef.
Some beef.
I don't know. Some beef juice.
Beefy juice. Juicy beef.
So, juicy beef. That's what I was trying to say. So, we talked about why we stopped and why we're back and what you can expect for the future.
For the future.
And of course, the updates of our lives. The updates on our lives, because we've been gone for a year and a lot has happened since then.
Yeah, well, we fit it in like an hour. And apparently some people did not watch till the end. Well, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
We
My
still
mama
love
was
y'all.
like, y'all better cut this episode short because I ain't gonna finish watching if it's like more than an hour. Thanks, Mom.
Well, we appreciate all the listeners who keep on listening even if you don't go to the end. But in this episode, as said in the previous episode, we talked about it at the end of the last episode though. We are going to talk about money. Ka-ching,
ka-ching,
ka-ching.
ka-ching.
So we are going to talk about our spending habits. What affects our spending habits?
Ooh.
How we spend money in Japan and Australia. Because personally, my spending habits have changed so much from when I was in the Philippines and from when I was now. Where I am now. How about you, Jer?
Ooh. I have observed what people have been spending here in Australia, but I don't think it has affected me.
Yet. Probably
because I'm a
not
broke
yet.
ass bitch. Can I say that? I'm sorry.
I can just toot that out.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, so I've been here for about 9 years now, and Jeri has been in Australia for
2 years.
2 years. Right. So, of course, like, I think the length of time would affect us differently. So, yeah. So, but just a disclaimer, we are not going to talk about how much we earn or how much we spend.
No.
Because that's personal info.
Yeah.
Anyway, so maybe we can go into our updates for the fam over here. What have you been doing, Jeri?
You first.
Me first?
Because mine's a downer. Yeah, I'm a downer.
Maybe we should start with a downer so we can end on a happy note.
Okay. So the biggest update of my life is that my sweet baby girl Ginger, my cat in the Philippines, I just learned is dead. So she is no longer in this world. And I would like to immortalize her in this podcast. So I asked Kuya Kyles if I could include her in it. So I love my baby girl Ginger. I got her in 2018, I think, or 2017. And she was like 4 years old, turning 5. And she's a sweet little angel. So I'm hoping if we could spare a few moments for her soul. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm very sorry about that, Jer. And it was a tragic kind of death, right? It wasn't like old age. It wasn't disease. It was an accident, which could have been prevented. But I guess it's her time.
Yeah. So she's just watching over us. Hi, Ginger. I miss you.
Maybe she will manifest herself inside your tattoo.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, but she's also immortalized there too.
Yeah. I want to look for a July 22nd cat. Because I think when she passed away, she might have gone to another cat's body. So I'm going to look for it.
Well, is this like cat karma? Cat, like, reincarnation? What if she reincarnates into a human? Because she lived such a good life, you know?
Oh, or maybe she's a cockroach.
Because she didn't live a good life.
Because she likes eating cockroaches.
Well, I would say that's a good life because she served her purpose by killing pests.
Yes. Okay, next update for me is I got my first dose of the Astrazeneca vaccine.
That's great.
So literally today. Yeah. Literally. So I got it in a store, like a pharmacy store, and they gave me $5 off on my purchase if I buy there. So that's great. It's a win-win for me.
Wait. You have to pay for your vaccine?
No, they gave me $5 off if I buy from their store. They were like, thank you for doing your part. Here's $5.
Oh, okay. I get it.
But it's free. You don't have to pay.
Okay.
You just have to sign up and register and do your thing.
I see. Okay. So that's good. So if you get a blood clot at the end of the day, just let us know.
That is... So far, I feel fine. I might feel a little bit feverish, but I think that's just me being dramatic. Or maybe because I'm wearing this hoodie. What else? My left side's a bit sore because that's where I got turoked. And then that's pretty much it so far. Nothing bad. Everything's fine. So yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Get the vaccine, guys.
Last week I was telling people that it's so hard to get a vaccine here in Japan. And yesterday, by just sheer luck, I just checked the website and then I saw that someone canceled on their vaccine reservation on Monday. And I got their slot. I didn't even look at the dates or anything. As soon as I saw the slot open, I was like, reserve. And I just reserved everything that I could. And then when I checked, I was like, oh no, I have an important meeting on this day. What should I do? So I just I contacted my boss in the middle of his holiday and I'm like, I'm going to take Monday off. Because I need to get vaccinated. It's prioritized here right now, so you get vaccinated as soon as you can. So they allowed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good. But you took the whole day off. Can't you just take like a few hours off?
Well, like they give us a full day off.
Something.
So.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's nice.
Yeah. Because, you don't know what's going to happen afterwards. So it's better to take a day off. Yeah. So anyway, that is one update for me. And I also have another update. Like I went camping this weekend. And
camping.
Yeah, I went out because, you know, the outdoors is more safe than indoors. And went there by car. But then it was raining so hard the whole weekend. Like, it was raining so hard here in Japan that so many flood warnings all over the place, all over the whole country. And funny, we set up our tents and everything, and it was raining just a bit during the day. And we started, you know, because it's a camping trip, we brought booze, started getting drunk. And then we played Never Have I Ever and other like camping games and stuff like that. And then the rain starts getting so hard, it pours really hard, that we start to like, you know, oh no, what should we do? And then afterwards, the water just collected so much, I guess, on top of the tent that it collapsed.
What?
It collapsed, and like we were like drunk. It was so dark. We're so discombobulated.
Oh, no.
We're like, what's going on? What should we do? And then we just like, you know, we go to the tent and we just like cover everything that was under the tent and like, okay, let's go to the other tent and like look for shelter. And there was not enough space over there, and like the water, like the ground was already like super wet and everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna go back into the car, you guys. I'm just gonna sleep over there.
Well, you got the better option, the car. At least it's dry.
Well, I mean, I guess. But the next day, they asked all of us to like go home.
Oh, bye. Yeah. Camping trip cut short.
Yeah, super cut short. Like, it was less than like 24 hours. We were supposed to stay until today.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
So that's why we're doing this podcast.
Because we have our priorities. But yeah, the lucky thing was like the moment I got home, I was just like, oh, maybe I should just check the vaccination side. And I got the reservation because it was canceled. So I guess like something like came out of it, I would say. I don't know.
When one door closes, another door opens.
That's right. A vaccination door opens. For me, at least. Okay, so that's my update.
Well, that's a good update. I didn't know it was raining over there.
Raining so hard.
Is it
crazy?
Is it monsoon season?
It is supposedly so, I think.
Oh.
I'm not really sure about the weather here, but yeah, a lot of typhoons come around this time of the year, just like the Philippines. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, not cool, but
not
okay.
Cool. Hopefully no one is hurt in this weather.
Yes. Stay dry, everyone.
Stay dry. Just like me. Anyway, okay, so let's go into the episode.
Okay. Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. So it's the money episode. Yay!
Hey.
Oh, that was a very somber yay from you.
Well, I feel like people are interested in what people in abroad usually spend on,
and how we spend our money, right? But today, you know, I really had a very difficult time, you guys. Like, thinking of how we should do this episode, because Distant Relatives is about us updating one another about our lives and talking about like our struggles right here in Japan and in Australia. Of course, like money, there's a lot of like there are a lot of angles we can like take this story. But for today, I wanted to take the angle of culture and how it affects our spending habits, basically. So I didn't actually realize until I thought about it like deeply when I was like meditating in camp while I was like soaking in the rain. I was like, how should I take this angle? What is the best way to talk about money without because I, you know, we could do like the whole
while you were drunk.
Yeah, while I was drunk. Yeah, because we could do the whole bragging thing, like, oh, I spent this much on like this, I like earned like this much, blah 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 blah. But that doesn't, you know, we don't want to do that. So
yeah,
I realized. So this is how I realized, or this is how I came to the conclusion that we should talk about culture. So you've been here to Japan, right, Jer?
Yes, I have.
How would you say Japanese people dress?
It depends on the area, I think. So, for example, if you go to like Harajuku, it's more funky, fashionista baddies and like really out there type of fashion. But everywhere else, like even in the main areas of Tokyo, I couldn't really see anything. Like it's more basic attire or suits or just the basics.
Just basics, right? But
that's what
But don't you think like they dress really well? Like even the basics, like they don't look like sloppy people. They don't like, gusgusen or like anything like that. They're very dressed appropriately for going out, right?
Oh yeah. They look good, but it's like simple fashion, like grays, whites, blacks, and those types of things.
Because back in the Philippines, I would not dress appropriately for any occasion. My parents would always tell me, for example, I would go to church. I would go to church in my shorts and my slippers and my t-shirt. I would, it was just like, I just woke up and like went out of bed and went to church and like, it's still appropriate, but they would tell me, Kyle, wear your Sunday best. And I was like, what's a Sunday best? This is my Sunday best.
This is the best I can do.
This is the best I can do. This is me dressing appropriately. And like, for example, I would go to university in like my pambahay, because in like housewear, you guys, because for me, for them, it didn't really matter what you dressed. And if you dressed properly, people would actually think, what's going on? Is there anything special going on today? I remember one time I just wore this like polo shirt, like something with collar. And then I was at my tambayan at the university. And then one of the people said, why are you dressed so well? And I was like, I just had to make an excuse like, oh, I have a presentation today. I did have a presentation, but it wasn't the reason why I dressed well, I just felt like dressing up just once in a while. But yeah, people would actually take notice of that, right?
In the Philippines, I personally can't go all out as much as I want to. Because one, I don't have a car. And to commute in the Philippines in a very good outfit is not a great idea.
Why?
So I've always, because you get catcalled, people will steal things.
Oh, yeah.
I've had this experience multiple times, guys. So y'all can't tell me otherwise. So I commuted in like the main city areas like Ortigas, Makati, and I would just always get terrible things happening to me.
If you're dressed well.
Because I ride the Jeep. Yeah, I ride the Jeep on the daily. I ride the FX because I'm too poor to Uber everywhere because our place is far and it's like super expensive. It's like insane expensive because we live in the hills area and every single Uber driver will complain. Even taxis in our area will complain.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to drive around that place. Yeah, I get it.
It's so hard. So for me to dress up like how I really want to look, like an Instagram baddie or whatever.
But would you dress up like an Instagram baddie if you had a car?
I would 100%.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah.
I was very low maintenance, and I really never thought about it like during that time. But things have changed so drastically.
How did it change?
Okay, so this is how Japan has affected one part of my life. I started to dress up better. I think people would know, like, my fashion back in the day and my fashion now is totally different.
Yeah, you had questionable outfits back then. I would remember you wearing like super loose pants and slippers, and then it's just like a random top.
Yeah, you dress to live.
It's like you don't even try.
That's it, basically. You eat to live, you dress to live, just live your life minimally. But here in Japan, there's so many social pressures, okay? And because like people are wearing very, very nice clothing. It's so hard not to wear the same caliber of things. So especially for example at work, I started out with just like my what I had, I would start out with my polos and everything in my pants, and none of them match, and like my my boss would tell me, you should invest more in your clothes because you are a businessman and you should be able to present yourself properly. And I'm so drab in like what I'm wearing and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
That's one of the but of course, I started being more conscious before that, but because like it was my first time working, I experienced the work like comments for the first time. But okay, here's where I actually first felt that there was like some social pressure when it comes to clothing, because before at first I didn't actually think of what to wear. It was okay, whatever I had, it's gonna be fine. And right now, like in retrospect, I can tell whether or not a people was born or raised here in Japan, or has just come recently, just by what they're wearing.
Oh,
because it's totally different. And now I have adapted to Japanese clothing styles and clothing. So
since when? So when did that start?
Okay.
How?
So it was me and my group of friends. We went to Disneyland together. And have you been to Disneyland, Jer? Here in Japan? Or Universal Studios?
In Hong Kong. Yes, Universal Studios.
People would wear a lot of pair looks, right? They would like twin and stuff like that. Did you notice that? Or you don't remember?
Yes. Also, we went in winter and people had skirts on, like mini skirts on. And I'm like, bruh, I'm freezing my ass off. How are y'all surviving?
That is besides the point. But okay. Yeah, they would wear skirts, but they would also wear matching outfits a lot. And okay, and for the time that I went, it was summertime though. We go to Disneyland. And then we go to the shop. First thing we get in. So I was like, why are we at the shop? Like, shouldn't we do this like afterwards? But okay, let's go shopping then. And then they start like buying the same shirt. I was like, okay. Now I was just looking around because I didn't want to buy a shirt from Disneyland because it's freaking expensive. I didn't want to, it's such a waste of money for me. Especially that time, it was my first year in Japan. And I was still doing like part-time jobs just to like get by. And actually going to Disneyland was a huge like cut on my savings. Yeah, it was a huge splurge. So I was like, okay, you guys buy that. And then I go out and they start talking, and I was like, at that time I really didn't understand much Japanese yet. And they were friends from my part-time job. So they come out and they were like, we're all buying this shirt. I was like, yeah, good for you. And I was like, but we're all buying this shirt.
Oh my god.
I was like, so I should buy the shirt too? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It was something like that. It wasn't like you should buy the shirt too. They were like very like roundabout about it. I was like, oh, okay, so I'll get the shirt too. So I go in and I buy this like $30 shirt. and we were all matchy just for that occasion. I was like, man.
Well, did it look cute in the photos though?
No, maybe I should show like a picture of it. But yeah, I guess that time I just didn't think it looked good on me. I mean, it wasn't like a shirt I would wear often. But yeah, so it's a testament to this like Japanese culture, or this I don't know, phenomenon called group mentality. And here, if you stick out, you get nailed in. There's like a proverb, like the nail that sticks out would get hammered in. So they would always want to like blend in with the crowd. So in that particular like group of mine, if I didn't blend in, they would like shun me out basically.
Oh my god.
And I felt it like they were just the pressure was so real for my shirt, for that shirt that I didn't want to buy.
That's insane.
Right?
So is that why I see a lot of Japanese people like basically wearing Uniqlo?
No, I don't think it's anything like that. Like, because everyone is wearing Uniqlo, I should wear Uniqlo as well. But then, like, you could see it like you should dress properly in the proper places. If you are going out to Ginza, you cannot be wearing like a jersey or like your pambahay or your loungewear. Like in the Philippines, I could wear my pambahay to the mall. And that kind no? Really? Is it just me? Am I just like out there?
I think it's just you.
Oh, really?
Because there was this one time.
Yeah.
I was living in Makati.
Yeah.
And then there was a mall next to us. And that mall is pretty fancy. It's a pretty good mall.
Ah, okay.
Like, good design.
Yeah.
But I still thought, oh, it's fine. I'm just gonna rock up in my basketball shorts and floral crop top.
Right.
And it looked so bad. Like, I literally looked like a weirdo in basketball shorts, a floral top, and some slippers.
Okay.
And then when I got there, I regretted it immediately.
Yeah.
I was so out of place.
So there are occasions, there are places that are, you know, I guess you would have to dress more appropriately in the Philippines as well.
Yeah, would you wear pambahay in Greenbelt?
I think I've worn pambahay in Greenbelt. Especially like for coming from university, I would just be wearing my pambahay clothes and I'd be in Greenbelt. I don't know, maybe it's just I didn't mind during that time. But you would see a lot of people just, you know, wearing very simple stuff as well, even if they're in the mall. Here, you would see, you know, I guess, I don't know. I would say people generally would dress for the occasion. And they would dress properly and they would dress really nice. One comment I would hear a lot from my friends is like, Japanese people dress so nicely. They would wear dresses on regular days. You know, it's just everyone would like make an effort to make themselves look nice. And that's why they would make effort like cutting their hair, make effort like investing in their skincare, which is one of the reasons why I also started investing in skincare. Because, you know, I don't really have to like conform to their society. I don't. But I chose to. Because I'm living here and it would be easier for me if I do. So I'm sure not a lot of people are doing this as well. And I don't really have to succumb to this pressure. But, you know, it's just easier for me to succumb to the pressure. And it's easier for me to, like, I mean, I also want to do it, I guess. So that's why I don't really feel so much, like, rejection towards it. Or I don't, like, hate it, like, that kind of lifestyle. So
at least it's like ways of taking care of yourself.
Right. That's true. I watched this video like years and years ago though. And I tried to look for it today, but I couldn't find it. And it's about like Japanese spending behavior. So I don't know if, you know, people should fact check me on this now. Maybe things have changed. But during that time, I remember that the study says that a lot of Japanese people would make bank loans just so that they can buy luxury items because it is, you know, I mean, they're not pressured to buy. I mean, no one is pressuring them. Like, no one is like hazing you, like you should buy luxury items, nothing like that. Like, everyone is just wearing them. Everyone is just like wearing luxury bags, like designer bags and stuff like that. So people would like just make an investment on a bag that they would pay for like 10 years or like 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, to pay. Just so that they can wear something nice to be able to show up. Like, you know, but no one is asking them to do that. But just the mere fact that everyone else is doing it, they would do it themselves.
I think it's a way of like hypnotism by repetition, because if you see it like subliminally everywhere, you're gonna remember it, and you're gonna be like, oh, I need this now, I need this, since everyone else has it. It's like how ads do it. They target you on your phones, but this one is like everywhere when you're walking around,
everyone is
or in the
it,
office, or in school, or at work, and then you're just like, oh, I need one then. So that's insane.
Yeah, I don't really have to conform to it, but as I said, I wanted to. So now I'm spending more on clothes. I'm spending more on like wanting to look nice, which is also a good effect on me, I would say. I guess, yeah. And I've actually owned it, because now it has become a part of me. I started like, investing more in clothes back when I started college here in Japan, because, people would dress nicely in college, and I would, try to dress as nice as my friends. I would try to blend into the crowd. That's what I would do. So, yeah. So back then.
So what's like your favorite brand?
My favorite brand? Right now?
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite brand, honestly. I would buy anything that I like.
Okay.
No matter how expensive it is. So I would just
so
like.
what's the most expensive brand that you've bought from?
What is this? Okay.
Don't tell me how much. Just tell me like what's the most expensive item. Like which brand is it from?
Okay.
People want to know.
When you would have to tell me what you got too, okay?
I don't have any, but yeah, sure.
I guess I got this really nice bag from Dior, which is a collaboration with Rimowa. That's it. That's the most expensive thing I got.
Fancy. Dior. Fancy. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing. People are gonna look up the price now.
Well, I don't know. I think it's sold out, so I hope the price isn't there.
Ooh, sold out.
Yeah, because it's a collaboration piece. It's like a seasonal item. You don't get it every year. It's a once in a lifetime.
That means it's extra expensive. Limited edition Dior.
Yeah, limited edition Dior.
Ooh.
Ugh.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. You worked hard for that.
Yeah, also
be proud of your Dior.
Another way like social pressure here in Japan like would manifest itself in my spending would be like social gatherings, like especially at work. Like they would want to go out and drink. And you can't say no to people who want to go out and drink, because you'd be like, oh, you're so cagey, you're such a killjoy, why aren't you coming in? You're not making enough friends, you're not making connection, this is good for business, this is good for blah blah blah. And I'm like, my savings. So I would like spend a lot on just like eating out. Crazy back then.
Is it in like fancy restaurants as well?
No, it's
not. Or is it just like the chill izakaya session?
Yeah, it would be like chill izakayas, it would be like fancy restaurants from time to time. But yeah, like the amount of money I would spend like for food and like drinking and going out back then, man, I've been able to save so much now that I'm able to buy like
Japanese food is not
stuff.
cheap.
Yeah.
That's so good then.
Yeah,
you can spend on more things. Money.
Yeah, but I've actually slowed down on that kind of spending, and I'm focusing on other kind of spending now, like spending on Final Fantasy items.
Yeah, because I pegged you more of the techie guy, as we can see from your background over there, that huge ass screen. But yeah, like even before, you would have gadgets like the Xbox and like all that, and I would visit your house Xbox. Just so that I can play.
That's the only gadget I had back then. But yeah, I love gadgets. Was it? Yeah. I really loved it.
Yeah, you're a techie. I always think of you as a techie guy.
I still have a lot of techie stuff, and I still like gadgets.
You do.
Stuff, yeah. But
cool.
But yeah, I also like, invested more on my clothes and invested more on myself and my well-being, I guess. Which is a good thing, I hope. Yeah. Man, so like in that aspect, that is just like one facet of living here in Japan. And it has affected me that way that I sort of changed my spending habits, basically. What about there in Australia?
Damn. Oh. So I've been living here for 2 years. So from what I've observed, Australians don't really have like fixed fashion. Like everybody's just wearing their own thing. Even in the office, we're like super chill. Like they're more on the chiller side, but maybe it's because like we're in an ad agency. And like mostly they'll just wear like black shirts and jeans and literally super
no
chill.
Suits or anything like that?
No suits. Even the CEOs, well, some of them have suits on. But aside from that, everyone else is just super chill. Like no heels, just flat. So I even felt like I was overdressed for the office when I first started. Like I would go all out with heels and the cute
blazer kind of thing,
secretary. Yeah, the blazer and the skirt, that kind of thing. Because the office was really nice, so I wanted to look nice. But then as months go by, everyone else was just so freaking casual. So you just didn't want to dress like super professional.
Right.
But I guess it depends on the agency.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. So I noticed that the Aussies, they tend to spend their money on themselves in a way that it's more, they focus on the work-life balance kind of thing. Yeah. So they don't think of work that much. So what they do is they spend money on travel. Yeah. They spend money on entertainment, and they spend money on hobbies.
I actually saw this data a while ago that says that Australians are part of the top 10 countries that travel a lot. So I think 1 out of 2 Australians would travel abroad every year. And that's a lot. Based on the statistics.
Because Bali, Indonesia is super close by. So that's their go-to. It's like literally nothing to them to go to Bali. And also we have like tons of like interstate areas that are really nice, like the Gold Coast, Melbourne. So I've been to Gold Coast and I went to a strip club.
Oh my gosh. Tell us more about it. We can't have a visual though.
That was the first time I've ever been to a strip club.
Okay.
Lol. And it was interesting to see so many boobies.
Oh, but you also have like nudist beaches, right?
Oh yeah, but I haven't been.
If you
maybe I should
would you go and like
be nude myself?
I mean, you can just go to like a clothing optional.
Mama, don't listen. Mama's not listening. She exited this podcast because it's too long.
But I mean, it's practically the same as like going to an onsen here. It's like a nudist beach. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But in like other countries,
am I still not allowed in onsen?
No, some onsens will allow you, I'm sure.
Because of my tattoos, guys. I have tons.
Yeah, but anyway. I'm sure like it's practically the same nudist beach and stuff like that. But like with domestic travel, just like another thing that I saw on the statistics is like one person would travel 3 times a year within domestically in Australia. So they actually like going around Australia.
Yeah, in the office, it's literally just an hour flight to go interstate, like us going to Mindanao and all that. And that's what they do. They literally go over the weekend and then they go back and they're just like,
like just traveling. So did that make you like travel more?
No, because I'm broke. So first of all, it's just our second year. Like, we're still saving and paying for tuition. So I can't really get influenced by people around me. Like, I see a lot of people spending and eating everywhere and all that. But I can't. Like, I physically cannot. Like,
yet.
I really need to save. Yeah, yet. So probably by the end of this, like, October, when we don't have to pay for tuition anymore, that's when I'm gonna go wild.
What's the first thing you'd want to do?
I'm gonna be fully vaccinated by then. Yeah.
Right.
So I would love to travel and like see Australia. Like, I want to go to the Great Barrier Reef, and I'll get eaten by a shark.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do.
No, please don't.
So the answer is, I mean, I don't want to get eaten by a shark, but I want to go to the Great Barrier Reef. Okay. But so now, also, like, how do you... Oh, yeah.
Like, how has spending changed for you? For example, in the Philippines versus now.
It hasn't changed at all. Like, I would even say I was living my best life in the Philippines.
Oh, really?
Like,
it's better.
I traveled way more in the Philippines. In the Philippines, I've been to like 8 countries and stuff. Here, I haven't even been once in my 2 years. I haven't been on a plane. I haven't...
But COVID also happened, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. It's because of COVID. So, in the Philippines, my main spending is online shopping. That is the biggest money thingy that I
Drainer.
do. Yeah. My mom hates me for it. Because I like clothes.
Hate is such a strong
I like
word.
clothes, guys. But the thing is, I'm not into brands. I am not heavily branded. I don't care if this is from Topshop or Zara or Forever 21 or whatever. All I want is if it's cute, if it looks good on me, and if I like it, that's it. So unfortunately, I am into fast fashion, which I am not proud of. But at the moment, that's the only thing I can afford.
Yeah.
So please forgive me, environmentalist people. I know the adverse effects of it, but I really can't. I don't have a choice at the moment. So I've been spending. I just buy from one shop, and I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to promote them because they're really bad, and everybody hates the shop. So
but you still buy
I'm
from
not
them.
gonna say it. So yeah, it's an online shop thing, and that's where I buy everything.
Right.
You see them vines over there? That's where I got them.
Wow.
So
I mean, I could get those from a Daiso here, you know.
And in Australia, I've just been relying on hand-me-downs.
Right.
So this one was just given to me because they didn't use this anymore. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate you. And it's beat, so that's nice. But yeah, like I had tons of clothes that was just like given to me because they didn't want it anymore or they couldn't fit.
Yeah. Well, I remember like starting out here in Japan. All my clothes were the ones I brought from the Philippines. So I was only able to buy clothes from GU and Uniqlo during that time as well, like, or H&M, like, or the cheaper places. But I still buy from those places right now. Actually, like the cheaper places, like, because, you know, once you level up, you can go to Zara. You can like buy like branded stuff like Adidas or like Lacoste and stuff like that. You can go to those brands now, but back in the day, like, I would just go for the cheaper ones or not buy at all. So yeah. I know the feeling as well. And yeah, but I guess like through time. I mean, I don't know if this is like something Japan made me into, or it's just a part of me that just was able to like come out here in Japan because I have more economic freedom, I would say. But yeah,
I would think so too.
Right, like, but definitely for the spending habits that I have right now, like for the clothing and stuff like that, at first it was such a huge culture shock for me that I would have to like conform to a certain part of their like ways.
Yeah,
it's so subtle. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't even feel it, but for those who can feel it, you'd feel the pressure of wanting to, you know, dress up, because I don't know, it's really hard.
Oh yeah, I've noticed like girls in the office, they're really good with accessories, like really nice and trendy stuff, like earrings and cute little necklaces, the petite gold ones, and I love them so much. And then I asked them, "Oh, where'd you get these? Blah blah blah," and they're like, more than $100, like $200, and I'm like, oh hell no. And then I would literally buy the cheap ass version of it, like a $5 one, because it looks nice-ish. So I guess I would say like I do get the concept of you like conforming to like being brainwashed kind of to like buy better things.
Yeah,
but yeah,
because I think here it's also quality over quantity, and you'd want to wear something that would last a long time, is environmentally friendly. Yeah, and you know, fast fashion is, you know, as you said, it's not very sustainable, that whole
I know
trend.
Yeah, when I'm rich I would love to move over to the fancier brands with like who's better for the environment, so to speak.
Yeah. thinking of me right now in the Philippines, if I go back, and even if I had like the same, you know, economic powers that I have right now, I think I would give up clothing and dressing up over there, because, you know, I can't wear things like this. I would just wear simple stuff because this would be too hot in the Philippines. Although some people would actually rock it because they have cars, or like everything is air conditioned and stuff like that.
You have a car. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, but I would still not, even if. That's what I'm saying. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I would want to spend more, I guess, like what you would do, like on traveling, spending time with family, and it's cheaper. Like eating out in the Philippines is so much cheaper than eating out over here. Here I would spend like 3,000 pesos just on like having drinks with people.
Damn.
Man, it's so
travel in the Philippines is super cheap as well, like the piso fares and all that. Like we have such amazing deals in the Philippines.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, once I get money, I'm definitely gonna invest in traveling. Like I need to see the world.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. And you also would visit me again, right?
Of course. Yes.
You and Mike. I've never been to Australia
after the Philippines.
I want to go there.
You should go. We'll give you a good time.
A good time. Are you gonna bring me to that strip club in the Golden Coast?
Strip club. It was on the floors were so sticky.
Ew.
It was insane.
From the alcohol, right? On the floor. Yeah.
Probably.
You know, because like karaoke rooms here would also have sticky floors because like people would like spilling drinks all over the place.
Vomit.
Disgusting. But yeah, we still go because we want to have fun. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like this conversation can go longer and longer for me here in Japan because there's so much I could talk about, like how I spend on things. For example, like there's also other aspects that have affected me here in Japan. But for today, I just want to like talk about this one part. And for Jeri, although it hasn't, you know, I feel like it's hard to be influenced in a time where you are not able to spend.
Yeah, I am not able.
Yeah.
At the moment.
So I guess maybe in a few years we can know. But yeah, this is reality, right? This is also reality for me in the beginning, and you're actually experiencing it right now yourself. So this is like, I guess the me back in the day wouldn't, I don't know if the me coming here to Japan would think that I could be able to spend the way I could spend right now on myself. I couldn't have imagined. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. So, so we hope you enjoyed this episode and how we spent our money so far in Japan and in Australia. Personally, I thought it was very interesting how the people in Japan would subliminally try and tell you that you should dress like them or buy things or make yourself look great. I personally think it's more of a good thing.
Yeah, I think of it as well.
Because at least you're focusing on yourself, improving yourself and making yourself better. But also, I feel like you should never be forced to conform to something that you don't want
that's
to
true too.
do.
And
but you personally
I was
wanted to.
willing to do it for myself. Yeah, basically. And like for you, like your spending habits right now just made me reminisce about the time that I first came to Japan as well. So it's really hard. I guess it's a new way of life for you from back in the Philippines, from online shopping to like less online shopping. And that is a reality.
Yeah. Yeah, and Australians are pretty laid back in terms of expenses and fashion and all that. Like, I haven't really seen anyone up their fashion
Maybe
game
you're not
here.
going to the right places.
Maybe I've never had the chance to like be in clubs and stuff, only once. But yeah, I don't want to be with the people who are like super brand people because I cannot keep up.
Hey, you don't have to be. Well, I don't really have to be brand conscious, but I'm not. I just I like the things that I want. Like I said, it was the design that I wanted, and I just happened to have extra. Yeah, so.
And your design just happened to be
just happened to be. I mean, if it wasn't, I mean, it's still gotten it. All right, so.
Well, there you have it.
So what are we talking about in the next episode, Jeri?
So the next episode is gonna be about me, or is it about us? You. Can we do both?
Oh, I'm gonna be like putting stuff in there, but yeah.
Oh, it's a separate episode. Okay. So the next episode is going to be about renting and moving out in Australia. So that's going to be interesting because I can provide you some tips and tricks and some renting things.
We are very,
renting.
I also feel very challenged today with my words. I don't know. It's the whole rusty thing, I guess. It's so hard to make clear, concise sentences.
I have only been talking to my husband and cat, and that's why I cannot really.
Excuses.
The end. But anyway, so yeah, I'm currently living in like the heart of Sydney City, and I would like you to know how I got this place for super cheap, and I will give you the deets and everything next episode. So
I'm personally more interested in the horror stories, so stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay, so if you have any questions for us, please contact us at the email on the description below.
We are also on Instagram, Distant Relatives the Podcast. Please follow us and leave a comment. Please also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Distant Relatives the Podcast. It would be great if you could leave a like and a comment as well. It would help us out a
we're
lot.
also on Facebook and on Twitter, just so you know. So, okay.
Are we on Twitter?
Yes. That you and me follow. Okay, so we would love to hear your suggestions. Maybe it could be our next episode.
And thank you for staying this far if you're still here. We appreciate
Comment if you did.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so this has been Distant Relatives. Even if oh my gosh. And even if life abroad gets hard,
we don't have to go through it alone. Thanks, guys. Bye.